Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing amazing. So I'm going to be redoing the Sagittarius. I know a couple of videos were really cutting out. Hopefully this one's okay. Having problems with my earbuds, so kind of whatever my phone picks up, which it tends to cut in and out. Not sure why. Hopefully this works out. This will be a quick, try to be a quick reading. Okay. I'm going to do situation. What to focus on is the situation. And then the lesson could be a challenge. Usually our hopes and fears are directed towards the same things. Things that we hope for and dream tend to sometimes be the things that we tend to fear unconsciously, subconsciously. You know. All right, so this is for Sagittarius for July. All right, what's coming in for Sag? All right, guys, it is the full moon in Capricorn. I believe the 3rd. Today is the 2nd. So what are you putting your intent on? What are you focusing your thoughts? Because Capricorn is really bringing it to reality. The earth sign. Wow. Okay, maybe in your head about a new start. I also saw the death card, which is rebirth. So might have a transformation coming in right now. Could be resisting it. Resisting the change. 5 is change. So I feel like you're up in your head about maybe what you want to put your thoughts into. I feel like whatever dream that you are, whatever big dream, you know, that would just bring you the most abundance, you know. Let's not minimize our dreams right now. This is Capricorn energy. This will really bring out our desires, recreating our physical. So make sure you know what you're putting your intent on, okay? Because you'd be surprised. Oh, look at that. That just flipped right over on me. I'm just going to look at that hangman. All right, so this is an awakening. As you see, number 12, the person is hanging, but not uncomfortably, in a very sure, conscious, they're not frazzled, being upside down. This is you coming into your highest potential. It's awakening energy. This is where you have been focusing on growing internally, allowing the shift to happen naturally. There's an inner knowing that there's something meant for you. And this is coming in with alignment, after readjustment. Something may have ended. All right, I'm gonna put that back in actually. So we'll remember that. So 12 could be reduced to 3. So that is the Empress. The Empress is love, harmony, and balance. The Empress is nurturing, always bringing in new cycles. It's a constant flow of, the Empress is always pregnant and always abundant. So really owning how powerful your energy is to the collective in the world. And I mean powerful, I mean your love rebirths new energy into the world and almost like breathes new life. Very in touch with yourself, and you're creating abundance and happiness. All right, Sagittarius. So, what is your soul pulling you towards? What is meant for your journey at this time? What's the universe guiding you to put your energy towards? There's lessons to grow, an understanding of, a better understanding of life, you know. In the tarot, there's the 4 elements, so water, fire, earth, and air. So I feel like these lessons really are directed in one area. So it could be communication, wisdom, clarity, could be passion, creative desires, pleasures, water's emotions. So they want you to look at your emotional energy, or also earth, material, financial. All right, so let's see. This is for Sag. This is timeless, but this is recorded July 2nd. So all right, universe, what is the message for Sagittarius? It's all for the highest purpose, healing. There's no negative energy in my readings. It's always a negative and positive, and I do like to look at the positive side, where to grow. So peace is the underline. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. I feel like you're being shown in ways of lessons, the hard way of, so we wouldn't understand love if there wasn't, I don't like to use the word hate, but there's no light without dark. So I feel like there's been ongoing lessons that seem always to feel like you're being attacked, when only the strong survive and are built for the soul journey of multiple lessons, the hard lessons, you know, and understanding what these lessons are. It's not just healing for yourself, but your own understanding. It also ripples through the collective. All right. So I feel like there has been many lessons showing you why to be angry and why to always want to pull you towards the negative. But I feel like these lessons, they are to show you emotional growth, that peace is within yourself, not how the world treats you. There's a need to take the energy that people have given you, any kind of energy where people just are not on a high frequency, so they're living in a low vibration, and this tends to obviously drain you. But Sagittarius is a very spiritual sign, expanding with Jupiter, so I feel like you expand on whatever people give to you. There's a realization that people are only know how to, they only know the emotions that they have been shown through their own cycles. So if it affects your peace, it's a mirror image of their own lessons that they need to overpass and get through. So peace is always the best way to handle any situation. Have an understanding that those who are not in their highest form, there's not a need to be angry or judge them, say the harsh words back. They're already in that low energy. So by you showing love instead of hate, or being triggered and reacting by arguing, kind of reacting with the same energy they have, that almost puts, not, I don't say karma on you, but it really does dull the lesson. It could cause blockages in the abundance that comes in once you have finished this cycle. So there's need to release the negative energy from people around you. It is not yours to carry. It is their lesson. Your lesson that you learn is to overcome others disturbing your peace, because that is not in a reflection of you. It's a reflection of themselves. So to react is only to show more anger to others. And Sagittarius, I feel like you know how to balance out these energies. You know how to go within and mutate energy, like you are a mutable sign also. So you can take any energy and transform it into the positive. And with that, you are completing your cycle and also showing kindness and love to others who maybe have never received it before. And that will help others begin the cycle of healing. It is really just a beautiful energy. I mean, some people think only if one person will not make a difference, but that's not true. It creates a domino effect. Love heals yourself and others. Somebody could be in a bad mood and, really set a negative energy. You could be extremely hostile and angry, where I feel this is not because of who you are. It's not, oh, what did I do to deserve this? I feel like that's the person's lack mindset. All right, so that's the bottom. So peace. Peace, not war. So friendship. Friendship is the situation. So this is a very important card. This reminds me of Aquarius energy, as Pluto is retrograde back in Capricorn for another couple of weeks, or sorry, a couple months, until January 2024. But I feel like right now with this full moon in Capricorn, this is really just like, I feel like your cells are rejuvenating. Thoughts are manifesting into an understanding of how the world needs a change, needs friends, needs kindness. So friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So I feel like this kind of reminds me that friendship is showing others kindness with also with the peace. Knowing that we are all of the same, we are all built on obviously pain, but also love. Some people need to be shown love to give love. So don't feel like you are a weak person or you're giving your power away by being kind to those who are not kind to you. There's a kind of release in the world, in the collective, kind of like a washing away of these old toxic patterns from family, ancestral patterns, where things were a little bit harder to live through, and then cycles just don't break. And here we are at a time of really focusing on our own selfishness instead of broadening our life and lessons. When you show love and friendship, there's cooperation, working together, a community energy. So I feel like Aquarius is going to bring on this. Pluto is going to be really diving deep and changing, transforming the old structures from Capricorn that we weren't living in our true spiritual essence. We were living just to wake up and sleep, not really tuned into a greater purpose, because I don't feel like that would be a greater purpose, just to go to work to pay off bills. I understand that there is a need for that. We need certain things, place to stay, place to live, food, but transforming, going to the grocery store and buying food that is very toxic for us, that are full of chemicals and made in a factory, which also pollutes the air, all the plastic gets put in. I mean, there's so many negative things. So thinking that, oh no, we can't go to the grocery store and grab foods as easily, is bringing on this awakening of needing to, working on our skills, working together, growing food, establishing our own selves, and caring for others. So it's very back and forth, friendship energy, like a neighbor energy, like how can I help you, like trading skills, and instead of having to go out and work and have to do it all ourselves, kind of like an understanding that we all have a certain skill or purpose that we can offer, and each doing our own thing, and then combining together and sharing with friendship, caring about the environment. We're not throwing out all the plastic that we buy our food in, and the accessibility just to go in your own garden, and not to have that, well, what's mine is mine. How much can I keep? How much can I store? I mean, how much food can we really go out and buy and stock up on? It's not going to last a whole lifetime. So there's a really need to get out of this fear. I feel like the fear is the energy of the lesson, realizing that fear is holding you back from your hopes, your dreams. So I feel like Sagittarius, you know that there is such a way to live that is much more efficient and much sort of in a loving way. Like we're able to spend more time with family and friends, and instead of being at work just to pay off bills and have nothing left, and understanding that money is a 2D, not 3D, 2D. So it's not about money or paper. It's about coming out of your energy, of the energy of, well, that's the way I've always done it. Well, that's the way my parents did it. Well, if something's not working, we need to fix it. You don't just keep doing it because that's what we were told. Who told the first person that? I mean, times have changed. So I feel like Aquarius is also reinventing, finding the truth of how to live, how to sustain a healthy way of living, working together. We are all on this earth together learning lessons, and we all have grief and things that are painful, and we can't sit there and feel bad for ourselves. Take what we have learned, and learn not to do it that way if that's not working, So it's almost a lesson to, okay, that's a dead end. Let's try it a different way. That's Aquarius. Aquarius is always wanting to evolve. It's the rebellion sign. So I feel like it's not a rebellion, not in a bad way, but like always doesn't just go by facts. They want to know why. Well, why is it like that? And they're not scared to speak their mind on, well, I think this way it will work better. Also community energy. So working together, Aquarius is finding a new way to use technology even, like certain jobs that would be better if we had technology and we have more time for ourselves to do things that will grow for the future instead of day by day living. I feel like Saturn, Capricorn, Pluto in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, Father Time, always keeps you stuck on the calendar, on the clock. You wake up to an alarm. You wake up to you have to be at time for this, or, traffic, this, that. Everything is based on, routine is great, but there should be a routine of what is best for everybody, not the poor. The poor have nothing. There are countries in the world where people have no food, and we seem to not mention that, because it doesn't invoke anything positive to the people showing what's going on in the world, the news and all that. They want to show big stories, even if it's a little bit made up, exaggerated. They want to show the stories that are going to really excite people, even in a bad way. Excite, like just, oh my God, did you hear about this? Because people tend to like drama. That's why there's so many horror movies people like, because I feel like it makes people feel like they're living, feeling this scared and what's going to happen next. But that's not aligning with your soul. That's creating fear in your mind. Our minds cannot tell what we are feeding it. Is it real or not? By watching something, all we pick up is the the frequency, you know, so we don't even realize it stays in our subconscious. We create fears, you know, from stuff like that when it's not necessary. So it's feed yourself new seeds of growth for the future. All right, so yeah, I see it seeing through. We didn't even realize we were living in this negative, you know, earth can be heaven, it can be hell, it can be low, high. We create it with what we invest into ourselves, you know. I mean, we obviously grow up in, we can't choose our family and where we grow up, but our fated life versus destined life is completely different. So this will be the time to really reflect from the past 20 years. Pluto takes 20 years to go into one sign. It's the slowest planet. So I feel like we're really re-looking at the past 20 years where Pluto was in Capricorn, revisiting where we could have used time more efficiently, you know? So Pluto will be going into Aquarius. It is an air sign that really wants to expand like Sagittarius, but space has no limits, you know, like also likes to very truth, you know, there's a lot of truth in Aquarius. Likes to find the truth, you know, likes to speak truth. Doesn't just go with what is told, but what is told to what is, no, they don't just listen to and not think about it. I find Aquarius is a very strong mind. They will find the truth in the situation, you know, and they'll really bring out what is not meant to be there. They don't just follow structures that don't make any sense. So Aquarius is bold. It is a fixed sign. So it's really going to release any of the toxic things that were restricting us to grow spiritually. Oh boy. All right, so the Magician. So this is beautiful. So Sag, right now you are standing in your power. You are creating with all the elements. The Magician has all the elements at its hand and knows how to use them to create thoughts into the reality. So using emotion and passion, also with the grounding into the physical, and the air, which is communication and clarity. So I feel like this is you creating what some would call the impossible, you know, but Aquarius is all about going against the grain. Just because it's something has been, I want to say, working for so long, you know, I mean, like, well, we're still here, but our life cycles have been reduced. We don't live as long. And where are children going to be in the generations to come, you know, with the way animals are treated for food, the way what we put in our bodies, we really don't even, like, we know what's in it, but we don't know the cause and the harm because we figure, well, it's on the shelf and we can buy it, right? A law would prevent us from getting hurt, but if there was nothing preventing you from being sick, or because, I mean, technically you choose to buy the foods that you buy and put them in your body, instead of eating fruits and vegetables, so that would be kind of the way it's allowed in the universe, and it's not it's you have your own free will, you know, but I feel like that's not going to be like that. I feel like this is going to be like releasing what has been shown to us all this time, you know, what we have known, you know, for so long. We've taught all the things that we enjoy and love that are unhealthy. I feel like this is going to be breaking free of it, even if it's not by your own choice. Like, I think you're aware that this needs to happen, but I feel like the universe is going to come and shake it up where there's kind of no choice. So I feel like there's a need just to get in a mental, get into that preparation in your mind that things are going to be going towards a positive direction. But when everything at first, things do need to be torn down to be grown again. So after whatever is being broken down, whatever structures are not going to be working, all this overworking, no work on our spiritual self, all the fear mongering, and I feel like you're releasing yourself, these emotions, releasing all this baggage of the restraints of the world, heaviness, the emotional heaviness that you have to hold. So I feel like whatever you're creating. So, okay, so this is the energy that you're in, the Magician. Creating magic, your manifestation. So again, the full moon Capricorn, all about putting intent on what you want to bring into these new cycles, this new, and make sure if it is something of something that is not meant for the future, the positive growth, I feel like the earth is, the universe is going to use that, your thoughts, your intent on growing, say, love, or, you know, you want more money. I feel like it's going to come out in a different kind of stability, meaning money could be energy, energy could be currency, love could be a worth, you know, it doesn't have to be worth like financial. I feel like financial stability is only good if money is available and worth something. So there's no point, the universe is not going to send you money if there's no need for it anymore. So I feel like it's going to be giving you the investments in a different way, really planting seeds of life for future abundance. Learning how to grow your own food is much more sustainable, and trade your goods. So I feel like that's just a new way of looking at what is stability, you know, what is being rich. Are you rich in money? Well, I feel like, okay, that can only go so far, right? Money doesn't bring happiness. I feel like this is a new richness in life, like richness in no longer being held down by a way of living that was just causing illness. So I think this is your energy situation is creating what needs to be released. So released out of any emotional baggage, releasing what was not meant for you to hold on to. You see all these cups of empty promises. You know, you can't pass these on to your children. You want to pass on wisdom and skills things that can really keep you growing on your own journey instead of living in cycles that are not helping us. You know, they're helping somebody, but not us. All right, so the King of Cups and the Six of Cups. All right, Sag. So there's lots of cups here. So you're manifesting how to show love, how to love yourself through all the fear tactics that we've had in the world, learning how to love those that don't love themselves or others, that you know that even how others, whatever stage they are at in their journey, you know where you stand. You know that your emotional energy is very important, you know, and this tough love, family, I don't feel like that works well, you know. I feel like, sure, you can punish a child, but you're just teaching them to act that way to others, you know, instead of teaching them a lesson. You know, like kids do listen, but they don't react well to when we yell. And I mean, I understand I'm a parent. Sometimes it's tough, right? But I feel like this is where the six is also the lovers and choice. So I feel like there's a choice to choose love over maybe not feeling that you had that when you were growing up, you know, because this is also card from the past. So I feel like whatever you had to go through, you know, as a child, I mean, it was built like that for a purpose. It was built so that trauma continues on with trauma. Right now with Aquarius, it's really bursting open the energy of looking at what we can do as ourselves instead of criticizing what others need to do. If we really look at ourselves and how we can grow and be more loving to ourselves and others, feel like doing our own work is helping the collective grow. And then teaching is even greater, you know, but he just healing yourself and understanding that any kind of family issues or emotional instability, if you didn't have, you know, I feel like you are now the magician creating what you wanted to have, what you wished you had as a child. You know, don't let your pain create more pain to those that you love. Because even if you have a great heart, and I feel like there's still something needing to be released in just on the views of the world, you know. I feel like we still get caught up, even though we have belief of there's a greater purpose and our thoughts are powerful. I still feel like there's a lack of faith in this, you know, like just keep it simple, to not question too much of, well, if it was that easy, you know. Well, each generation birth new cycles to make things not easy, to make challenges there that we didn't know that were put there to restrict us from loving ourselves. Okay? So I feel like we're going towards new practices of meditation and self-care, so as we don't learn stuff like that in school, you know, and creating our own lives without needing the in-between, you know, like learning to trade our or I can't think of the word, like the good, are goods, you know. Some people will, one person could grow food, and somebody else could sew, and you know, somebody else may be a woodsman, or you know, I feel like everybody has a part in the community, and it's refreshing to know what your part is and not to do everything. We all do everything for ourselves, which, okay, that doesn't sound bad, but Nine of Swords, it's just, it's keeping us up, keeping you up at night. You know, the bill is going to get paid, or, oh, did I react? I shouldn't have yelled like that, you know, but it's sitting in this, what I shouldn't have done, you know, like energy of self-pity is also creating a lesson to release these, what is bounding you, what is holding on to you that really isn't there. So 8 of Swords and 9 of Swords, it's in your head. This is Gemini energy, which is the polar of Sag. So Sagittarius, I feel like you are expanding and creating, not keeping your head stuck in fear, not allowing the outside world to tell us how to live and how to feel. And, oh, you should feel this way. Oh, you know, I mean, it's just tune everything out, and you will see that things are still. Everything is still, and it's time now to expand on the wisdom, the truth that is been hidden very well for I don't know how long, you know. So full moon Capricorn, make sure you put your intent in a positive place, and remember the universe always delivers, but sometimes in a different manner than expected, you know. So it's always for the highest purpose, never in bad. Also right now, I feel like I should say, with Capricorn at Pluto and Capricorn, I think it's at the 28th or 29th degree, which is right at the end. It's kind of like revisiting, take 20 years and take that last 1 or 2%. So it could be like 2 or 3 years. So 2020, I feel like we're revisiting all of the commotion that has played out, you know. I mean, people stopped talking to each other. My brother stopped talking to me, just on difference of opinions on things that are going into my own body. It's my body. And why is that? Why do people get so frazzled by things that they hear by people they don't even know on the TV, where they're paid to sell excitement? All right, so just do one more card since I'm shuffling. All right, one more card, Sag. This is really great energy. So you're really emotionally available and just really vibing with your energy, vibing with your emotions. Don't be scared to feel emotions. I am not all about that boys don't cry. Oh, back to this 9 of Swords. Oh my gosh, Sag. Okay, yeah, so let's just look at these quickly. This is not a short video, I'm sorry about that, but all right. And I really hope the sound is okay. I can't record another one tonight, but I'm gonna have to fix that. But for now, I'm really just hoping that the sound is good. So right here we have 9 of Swords. So anxiety, sleepless nights, having that lack energy, lack mindset. The moon, bringing your emotions, maybe something you're not seeing, something is coming to the surface. Secrets, hidden truths about what has been keeping your mind stuck. So there's truths coming in from this anxiety, of this anxiousness, this world that has caused us to have fear over love, you know. There's truth coming in about that. And Ace of Cups, again, oh my gosh, more cups. Wow, so this Ace of Cups is amazing. This is a new beginning in love, relationships, connections. It's just, it could be an actual love relationship, but I feel like this is new beginning in how to love. So this is fresh and not holding anything, not harboring any pain anymore. You know, you're realizing, this is like a realization of how love is healing. The Hermit, you're wise. You've had that time to go within and reflect. This is also Virgo energy, healing. So healing that inner child, healing the restrictions, healing what you have been told for so long that you have known has not been right for you, which makes you feel an outsider, a black sheep, something's wrong with you. And no, you are just blessed by the universe to remove the blindfolds. And I feel like you really have been reflecting on the communication and clarity. Like, I feel like with the sword, you're cutting out the, I wanted to say the BS, cutting out the drama, the unnecessary pain. What is good for the people selling the fear is not good for who is buying it. So I don't see any pentacles here. So I feel like there's a fear of grounding your energy, you know, fear of, there is not just a fear, I feel like there is maybe a lack of stability in yourself since you have so many water cards. Even the moon is Cancer, that's more water. Oh my gosh. Virgo is earth. Okay, so you do have an earth. So I feel like you've been going within and self-reflecting, and not even just self-reflecting, you've been reflecting on what needs to be released to heal the world being restricted. You know, we've been restricted from all this healthy, all the education on how to be healthy and how to live longer and teach our children and the new generations what is not good. You know, I feel like being restricted to eat certain brands, you know, food, and it's just feeling like always listening to others and not thinking for yourself, like you're blind. So, and the crows around that are just kind of pulling this rope around, you know, feeding. You don't need to see, you don't need to think. I'll tell you, I'll murmur in your ear, always going around, you know, and realizing that when you quiet your mind and go within, you're not bound to this structure. So back to the Magician. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So, oh my gosh. Yes. What are we losing? We are losing a way of living that was just harboring negative emotions and causing hate, causing people to want to make others feel bad when they feel bad. It's just, that is not something you just learned in this life. This is something you're here to actually cycle out of this energy. You're completely changing the ancestral, all the trauma. You are changing, you are finally putting an end to what has been trying to be changed for so long. So that's amazing. So you're understanding that all these material items that are just so easily, you go to the store and buy it, is causing us to harm our body, waking up and living by a clock, and sometimes not eating lunch, you know, you're on the go eating fast food because there's no time to do anything. When there's so much time, when we take out all the friction, all the nonsense, and see what we're really meant to see, what we are missing. So grief, I'm going to read grief. Fear, I'm realizing that I'm testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Yeah, so fear and hope, same thing. You know, your hopes are your fears are your hopes. You're always scared that we're not going to be able to do it. Are we doing the right thing? But we haven't been doing the right thing collectively. We haven't been shown the right thing. So it's not a personal thing. It's a century thing. I mean, this just needs a new way of living. So, I mean, and right now, whenever Pluto goes back into Aquarius, it hasn't been there in 200 years. What happened 200 years ago was the end of the Revolution War. Okay, so there was a peace treaty. So I feel like we're putting an end to this war, this hate, this fear of what if there's no bank? What if we don't have this? What if all the needing of this in between, when there's a way of doing it properly. It's been really complex, I find. It's time to go back to a simple way of sharing each other's gifts and talents, trades, you know, and working together. I'm not working with that person, you know. Everybody is different. Everyone has their own personalities. Working together is better than working for Joe Schmo and giving all your money away and you going home with just a little bit and still having to pay even more money of it, right? Of your own money that you worked for. So that's it. When you think about that, it's just so complex. It's confusing, but when you really break it down, it's only to help few, you know, make a few people rich, and everyone else kind of has to live in this poor man mindset. You know, I feel like the riches is learning how to live authentically. Nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist us in learning to appreciate or having had it in the first place. The emotion of grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusionary. The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move beyond your grief and desire something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. Like Pluto is diving deep into whatever sign it's in, and Capricorn is diving deep into structures and law and, you know, material. And now with Aquarius, it's nope. Let's go outside that box. Let's go outside that structure. Let's see what's out there in the space. Let's see what is best for the people, you know, working for ourselves and each other, knowing that we are all the same. There's no reason for devise and conquering, you know. Let's just work together. All right. So you have to understand that anything that you will lose in feeling like you're going to lose, could be anything, love, job, you know, Anything that you lose is a lesson that parting is temporary and is an illusion. That something is better on the way. All right, so that is it, Sagittarius. So understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. All right, so guys, you're expanding this peace, love, and energy. So keep doing all your inner work because you really are growing and expanding the universe to higher potential. All right, bye guys.